Pleasant day, students. By the way, I'm SHAMIR EBORDA, your modern in geometry teacher for this meeting. I know some of you didn't know me yet, and some of you know me already since I saw some familiar faces. So let me introduce myself first, and kindly open your camera since I need to familiarize your faces. So I am SHAMIR EBORDA. I graduated here in EPIL. So at year 2023-2024, my age is 22, and I am currently living here in EPIL, Zamboanga, Sibugay. So it's a pleasant feeling or experience to be teaching you guys. Now let's go back to the topic. So first I will show you or read the objectives. At the end of the discussion, students should be able to first identify the rule of the inference. Second, determines if the two tables are equivalent using truth table. Third, and to derive and implement logic functions from given truth tables. So as you know, or as you may know, our topic for today is about truth table for rule of inference. So we have the first rule of inference now, addition. So P all over I will be showing you directly the PowerPoint because it is too hassle to write it. So the corresponding tautology would be P implies P or Q. So I will show you some advice and tips how to determine the P and Q only. So P and Q or an N. So this, if it is look like that, then that is or, and if it is like this, then that is N. That's how you determine the N and or, guys. So let's go back to the topic. So P, Q, and we have the probabilities 4. So we have true, true, false, false, and our Q is true, false, true, false. So P or Q is equals to true, 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 and false. So P implies P and Q. So our P is true, and our P or Q is also true. Therefore, it is true. So our P is true again, and our P or Q is true again, then that is true. Our P now this time is false, and our P or Q is true. But if the P is not, if the P is true, then the P and Q is false. It can be false, but this time P and Q is true. That's why it is still true. And same as the false and false, that is true. Remember guys that in simplification, but if the P is true and the Q is false, this is equals to false. Simplification. If it is not like that, then it would be true. So let's proceed. Second rule, we have simplification or multiplication. P and Q all over equals to P. So here it is. So P and Q, it has the same value. So P and Q. Now this time we have N. So if or focuses on true, then the N focuses on false. If T and T, then it's equals to T. If the P is T and the Q is false, then it is false, and if it is false, if the P is false, then Q is true, then P and Q is false. Yes, if it is false, if the P is false and the Q is false, then P and Q is false. So implication, as you know already how to implies. So P, T and T, that is T. So true and false, that is true again. False and false, that is true. And false and false, that is true. So conjunction. So conjunction. Here is the conjunction. So conjunction, we will be using the example by using N. So N, it is focuses on false. So if our tautology is, and tautology means it should be always true. I know we tackled this lesson already, so I know that you have background knowledge about tautology. So let's proceed. Modus ponens. So P implies Q, and that if statement P implies Q, therefore it is Q. So I will be giving you a new example, guys. We will use statements now. So P and Q. So if our P would be all cats are white. Tiger is a cat. So what is our formula for modus ponens again? So it look like this. P implies Q. And it is Q. So implication. If all tigers are white, then tiger is a cat. So that's how you use simplification, if and then. And Q, tiger is a cat. Therefore, our conclusion is true. The total. And this is how it looks like. Yeah, as you observe, it's getting longer and longer. The table is getting larger and larger, guys. So let's proceed. Modus tollens. The correspond here we will have negation. So what is negation? The negation is the opposite. So if your statement is love, then the opposite is hate. But that's not right in math. If we use she loves me, she did love me. If we will negate that, guys, it will not look, it will be like this. She did not loves me. It will be not she did hate me. We will not using the opposite for word, but we will implies not. That's how we use negation. And if it is for probability, then if it is true, if P is true, if P is equals to true, if P is negated, then it would be false, just like that. So I will be showing you, I will be presenting through, I will be flashing the modus tollens. So here it is. So not Q is equals to false, true, and P implies Q is true, false, true, true, false, true, true, and not Q. And the statement P implies statement Q is equals to false, 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 true, and the not P is false, false, true, true, and not Q. And statement P implies Q and implies the negation of statement P. Therefore, it is true, 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 true. So let's proceed. Disjunctive syllogism. So P or Q, I know, I will P or Q, not P. Therefore, it is Q. So again, we have negation. So the negation of P is false, false, true, true. P or Q equals true, 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 false, and P or Q, and the negation of P is equals to false, false, true, false, and P and Q, and P or Q rather, and the negation of P implies statement Q is equals to true, 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 true. So this is hypothetical syllogism. So P implies Q, Q implies R, and therefore it is P implies R. So that is a very long one. So do take note that if we have two arguments or statement or this, if we have two of this, then we have 4 probabilities. If we have 3, then we have 8. But if we have 4, then how many? No, not 12, but 16. So now, constructive dilemma. Now we are engaging the four arguments or variables. So the P this time is true, 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 false, 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 and the Q is true, 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 false, 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 true, 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 false, 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 and the R is true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false, and the S is true, false, true, false, true, false, and so on. P implies Q is true, true, true. There are 4 true and 3 false, 2 consecutive no, and the rest is true. So R implies S is true, false, true, true, false, true, true, false, and the rest is true. And the P or R is true, 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 and the remaining 2 would be false. So as you observe, it is simple but quite hard if you would not do it if you would not be careful or mindful, because you might be missing a lot of. So let's proceed. Destructive dilemma. So if the statement P implies Q, R implies S, and not Q or not S is equals, and therefore it is not P or not R. So not P and not R. So this is the presentation. So anyone, I will be requesting one of you to read if it is clear. Yes, thank you. Next, absorption. So P implies Q, R implies S, not Q or not S, therefore it is not P or not R. So just like the first example, this has only six steps, the absorption. So I will, some of you should who would read this. That's for me to know if you already get the hang of it. Okay, thank you. So for those who read, I did notice that they already know, they are quite master because they read it in a straight manner without, they read it in a straight manner. So I hope the rest of you also did understand. So for your assignment, I will be giving you this task. So you need to identify what rule you should put what rule you should use and if it is valid or not. So this is your assignment for today, and I will not giving activity since we are short of time. So that would be all, and that would be the end of my discussion. If you have some clarifications or problems, you may chat on our group chat. Yes, I will anytime. Yes, you can chat anytime, and if I do apologize in advance if I will not cater it immediately because there are too many of you, and I have also need to check the homeworks, and other activities that you pass on other student pass, because I handle 5 subjects. So that's all. I hope you did learn something and have a pleasant day.